Hello, my friends. It's a new year, a new season 4 to be exact, of Proactive is the Way. I am super excited for what I have in store for you this season. The season is already set in stone with possibly a few surprise guests lined up. More will be shared in the weeks to come. Okay, so let's dive into our book selection for the month of January. The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. So let me begin by letting you know that I had ran into this book some years ago while perusing on Amazon. And this was before I even thought about this podcast. I recall looking at the cover and thinking, without even reading the description about its contents, I didn't know what it was about. Boy, isn't this the truth? The obstacle has got to be the way. At that time, I was going through one of the most difficult transitions in my life. I call it my period of enlightenment, but it really felt like utter darkness. And no matter which way I turned during this period, I was always being hindered from moving forward. There was always some obstacle in my way. Fast forward to today. After completing the first 2 parts of this book, I realized that I was supposed to pick this book up and read it. Then, in preparation for what I was about to go through. Hindsight is 2020. This book, it was literally my blueprint for navigating through all of it. Everything I have read thus far has been the strategy in which I use to overcome. I mean, really, this book technically could be my memoir. Every trial encountered and the steps for how to manage them was somehow already instilled within me. I couldn't help but feel a sense of pride and revel at the fact that I may be a bit of a stoic. But you know what? This season isn't really for me. I've had 3 years to deal with myself. Now that I am overcoming one of the darkest periods of my life and can feel a sense of flow, it is time that I open the door to helping others with their outlook on life and help you, where I can, effectively manage the transitions in which you are going through. This season is really for you. I hope this season you are giving yourself permission to release, the space to explore, and where you find misalignments, evolve. And if you are struggling in any of these areas, just know that your community is here to help guide you through. With us, should you choose, you have the support to evolve. A haven or safe space, if you will, to ask the really tough questions and get an honest response. An environment where we will aim to analyze your situation and help you devise your best plan for creating the life you have crafted or are crafting for yourself. An environment of critical thinkers who judge. Yes, we do judge. But we do so with a desire to seek first to understand, providing you reverence, hope, peace, love, and helpful tools, all without condemnation. Tools such as The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. So, tell me, how has your readings been coming along? I have just wrapped up the 4th chapter in part 3 and should be finished by the end of this week. This book is such an easy read. And I love it when authors, they use stories to convey their thoughts and substantiate their rationale for how they came to a conclusion. It is always so helpful. I truly appreciated Ryan taking us through how to effectively release our negative and self-deprecating emotions, identify the root cause, and place a new lens on the various obstacles that prevent us from moving forward in life. Within this book, Ryan shares that we are never really taught directly how to overcome obstacles or even how to view them. And it got me thinking about when I was in school, especially during school, elementary into high school. We are always provided an indirect approach that is not outwardly practiced, but interwoven in our lessons within math and reading, etc. Even when we arrive at college, it is the same practice. Just now, we are doing so, maneuvering, navigating obstacles, finding ways to resolve our issues. We were doing it with a focus on our selected discipline. And somehow, we were expected to translate those experiences into helping us overcome obstacles within our life. It's not until we encounter literature such as this where we get a true understanding as how we were actually supposed to leverage those teachings. Now, I know a lot of you will say, Toya, things have changed. Yes, that is true. But I would say for those in my age group, maybe a little younger, I think we didn't get those resources. And so having books such as The Obstacle is the Way is really, really helpful because we were missed. We didn't have the Dalai Lama coming into our space, right? Teaching us the things that we see children are being taught today. So, I'm really, really happy that I had an opportunity to read this book. And I hope that as you're going along, you are finding this book to be very, very helpful. Because honestly, until we encountered literature such as this, it is within this literature where we get a true understanding as how we were actually supposed to leverage those teachings. Leveraging those teachings in a manner that helped us to embrace each challenge and move forward, turning it around and using it as fuel for our benefit. Well, now we know. The obstacle in the path becomes the way. And as we learned, never forget, within every obstacle is an opportunity to improve our condition. Within this book, Ryan takes us through a series of obstacles in which famous people from our history encountered. He leveraged their obstacles, their stories, to help us better understand that while we may believe it's easier to go around our obstacles, that the path of least resistance and ease is to flow through them by leveraging 3 disciplines, our blueprint for finding success. Discipline number 1, perception. How do we see and understand what occurs around us and decide what those events will mean? How will we react to an obstacle? Do we have a crisis on our hands, or is this one of the greatest opportunities for us? Will we recognize our power and keep our composure, or lose control of our emotions? What choice will we ultimately make when faced with an obstacle? Discipline number 2, action. Once we realize that we have one of the best opportunities, it's time to take action. Step by step, with persistence and flexibility, it's time to dismantle the obstacles before us, leveraging courage, creativity, and decisiveness with boldness, strength, being steadfast, yet malleable enough to manage through necessary shifts to move forward and progress. All while being mindful of how our will impacts us. Discipline number 3. As we lean into our will in the good, the bad, or indifferent state of the situation, will we be able to find resolve? Whether that is humbling ourselves as we embrace the overall learning experience, or ultimately breaking through and finding success. In the end, our goal is to learn to discover how to create new openings wherever a door is shut, and having an appreciation for life's greatest opportunities of being tested, challenged to look at the situation differently, and try new things in pursuit of reaching our goals. Wow. What an experience. I don't know about you, but this book is spot on with regards to what it takes to navigate any obstacle. Personally, it seems at the beginning of each year, I have to go through a major shift within my business. As I transition my business this year to be more flexible and accessible, I am humbled by the continued journey to get it right and find the business model in which I will ultimately find my groove. The title of this book is actually how I came up with the name of the podcast, Proactive is the Way. As I have shared before, I cannot say that I was so proactive in managing my life and overcoming all of my obstacles. However, one of the common strategies that always helped me in finding success was when I was proactive. While obstacles are definitely inevitable, what I have found is that by proactively taking each obstacle head on and finding opportunities to exploit each one, while it doesn't get easier, I am stronger and have found new ways to manage and overcome each one. And as I navigate through my business plan, I will manage through each obstacle. I will continue to develop my knowledge and understanding, explore and iterate different strategies, leveraging these wonderful tools and guidance until I arrive at my vision for Kinky Cafe. And I hope that whatever journey and endeavors that you have in store for yourself we will be able to continue to support each other in all of our endeavors. Suo Marte, my friend. Join us in 2 weeks as we dive into some of the concepts explored within this book and share which ones were so profound and truly resonated with us. To prepare for our conversation, make sure to pick up a copy of our featured book. Details are in the description. For access to all the replays and to learn more about Kinky Knots Cafe's Proactive is the Way, please visit us on all major social networking and podcasting platforms. Stay proactive, my friends. Take good care.